So here we have a different example. This one relates the cost to rent a car related to the distance that the car is driven. The independent variable in this case is the distance. The distance is what we have control over. The dependent variable is the cost. So looking at this as a table, to show that this is a linear relation, we look at the change going from row to row. Each row in the distance column goes up by 100. Likewise, we have a change in the cost. Each change in the cost row goes up by $20. Easy enough to tell that a relation is linear based on the table, but what if we look at it as a set of ordered pairs? Same idea, we see that going from each pair, the independent variable goes up by 100 as shown on the top. The dependent variable goes up by 20 just like we saw in the table. We can also graph that out as shown below. We have our 5 points, and yes, they are joined with a line because we don't necessarily have to drive 100 kilometers. We could drive 99 or 101 or anything else in between. The graph makes a straight line, so again, it's a linear relation. We can tell any of those ways. We can also talk about the rate of change of this. The rate of change of anything is how fast the dependent variable changes divided by how fast the independent variable changes. What we know is that the dependent variable changes by $20. Independent variable changes by 100 kilometers. And if we calculate this out, we get that the rate of change is 20 cents per kilometer. We always need units attached when we do a rate of change, and this tells us essentially how much it costs to drive the car. So to summarize this, we have a 20 cents a kilometer rate of change. Based on this, now we can come up with an equation. We have the cost equals 0.20d, d being the distance, plus 60. How do we know that it was plus 60? Well, if we go back to the table, and that first row in the table shows that a 0 kilometer distance resulted in a fee of $60. So that $60 is your flat fee that you get charged, and the 20 cents a kilometer is your variable fee based on how much you drive. Again, if we look at the variables, the dependent variable is always by itself, that's the cost. The independent variable is always involved in the calculation, that's the distance.